I inherited a message from Biden, and I turned it off at that point. I said, okay, one lie to start, not even a greeting. And I thought, no truth.
Yes.
My fellow Americans, Biden notwithstanding.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was the point of Trump's presidential address? What was the point of it?
It's a panic response to, the dwindling numbers, the declining status in the polls, so many other things that his other distractions aren't working. And so why not do an emergency broadcast?
Right. Well, welcome to a bold and distant future. We are talking about our president's recent presidential address. So what do you think he was talking about again? You were saying...
Yeah, I think it was a response to all the declining misfortunes of the MAGA movement, and the other distractions are not as successful as they think, and they continue to see themselves on a slide. So what better way than to get the least effective communicator to go ahead and boast about an improved economy when most of the country now is saying, no, the economy we're experiencing is deteriorating and difficult for us. That's what a radio broadcaster this morning was talking about, that very issue, just the disconnect between those who are benefiting from the current economic situation and the majority of people who are not. But then go ahead and positioning your speech just so you're speaking to those who are benefiting, and not even bringing to any attention the needs of the majority of people.
So he's talking to his base. I didn't watch the speech. I had no desire to watch the speech. So kudos to you for at least taking in the first couple of seconds.
One sentence only. And that was too long a speech for me.
Yeah, I can't take him seriously. It just,
Yep. But I think his base is dwindling because he's losing independents left and right, and then he's just probably got his core base and a few other dimwits. But
so he's now speaking to the thugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thugs, and then the Christian white nationalists are part of that thuggery. So you do have some levels of intelligence in his audience, but it's greatly limited.
How did you make that leap? He has white Christian nationalists, therefore there is intelligence in Rome.
Yeah, I guess I was foolish this morning. What I'm trying to do, I think, is try to find some rationale or understanding for how you can have educated people supporting. And I'm not talking about the 1% educated. I'm talking about people we may have been educated with who are supporting the nonsense of the MAGA movement. Somehow, how are they disconnecting? That cognitive dissonance just is beyond my reach.
Well, for them, it's not cognitive dissonance. One follows the other.
Yeah.
And there are, how shall I put it, systemic reasons why this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
The modern American evangelical movement can trace its way right back to Jim Crow.
Yeah, so true. Yeah, and the mega church. Yeah, that mega church evangelical movement. So we're not talking about small tent gatherings. We're talking about major corporate endeavors now harnessing that same hatred that was Jim Crow. Good point, Scooter.
Yep, I do.
So where do all these fallen MAGA people, as it starts to crumble, where do they go?
They double down.
They double down, and they discard Trump and his administration, and they double down on their own whatever belief system they're bringing to the table.
Oh, these people still believe that Trump is the God Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
That they're not going to let go of that until it just becomes completely. It would be like, the last standing Nazi. I hate to use that because that's kind of an extreme. I don't think these guys are Nazis necessarily, but they're in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
Right.
We saw the same thing with Nixon. I don't know if you remember way back when Nixon was heading Watergate. He did a series of rallies with Billy Graham.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I remember that now.
Yeah. So he was trying to essentially clothe himself in the righteousness or the self-righteousness of the evangelical movement, and they embraced him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just
No, it
seems
was,
like people are falling off. I mean, one of the stories we'll look at for a minute is this Dan Bongino fellow finally has said, I'm quitting the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
He was second in command under Kash Patel. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, these are the big notable ones that are starting to peel off, and it's really weird. It's like Trump has this life cycle that is, he rehires and fires, and then he just makes you an enemy. You're fired. You're out of here. It's really weird to watch it crumble.
Well, that is his catchphrase.
Yeah. So he just plays that up.
We tend to forget that Trump is an entertainer.
Yeah.
And once he puts on the mask, there's an old story about somebody putting on a mask and he can't take it off again. Is that the Man in the Iron Mask, or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know that one.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the movie Jim Carrey Mask.
Oh, right.
That's it.
Mixing your pop and your classical references, but it works. Yeah. I think you're right, because I'm mindful of something that Bill Maher said after he mistakenly visited the White House. He said that Trump acted like a normal person, had normal conversation with him and the other guest who is there, completely unexpected in light of his public appearance. And I think you're right. He wears that mask and is unable to take it off now in any political discourse, any political opportunity.
Well, there definitely has been something of a personality change in the dude.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it, but a friend who listens to Howard Stern said that Howard Stern, he used to have Trump on all the time as a guest. And Howard Stern doesn't know what happened to him. But apparently there's a significant enough change in personality that even Howard Stern's a little offended.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's a lot. Got to do a lot to offend Howard Stern. But this is interesting. If you're interested in following Donald Trump's social media, this is the place. I just put this up there for reference. And because he made that horrible tweet after the tragic murder of Rob Reiner and his wife, I just wanted to document it. But if you want to look for those kinds of things, that previous website is the place to go. It has it all listed out. And
roll call. Yeah, I'll
easy
look into that.
If you're interested.
Yeah. And I heard in news this morning as well is that Trump's media company, which Truth Social certainly is the leading asset there, is now joined or merged with an energy company called Fusion Energy, which just is behind building more AI data centers. So, again, it's nothing more than transactions. There's no real purpose beyond that for him.
Yeah, it's a transactional thing. Yeah. If he can make cash here, cash there, and he just works the money flow. And
going back to the Reiner family toxic post, I was sure hoping for a moment, I guess it's still my idealism and optimism, that the Congress or House would censure this kind of statement. Certainly if it had been from any other political official, that would have taken place. But sadly, nothing happened.
My only comment is to be very, very careful in writing an obituary when your own obituary is just a few years out.
Yeah.
And these are a few posts from Trump's social media platform, and I believe this is somewhere in the White House. He's posting pictures of the White House. Doesn't anybody sign off on this stuff before he sends it out, or maybe?
Yeah, this looks drab and cheap, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Oh my God.
And not even facing the audience. I mean,
is this a stage?
Wow, that's ugly.
It's something in the White House, and I don't know where it is, but he posted a few things. This is him. This is a photograph he approved that he put on social media. He was like a petulant child in front of a picture of him being shot, just having...
And then the composition. I mean, you've got a slice of the door on the left, and then you're cutting off your standing floral image on the right. Jeez. And he's not even centered in the table.
It's like they were going for some Annie Leibovitz kind of look, and they just totally failed,
It looks like it's done with a Kodak Instamatic. Way to go.
Well, it depends on the intention of the person taking the photograph.
Yeah.
You mentioned Annie Leibovitz. There might be something ironic going on there.
Yeah. Good point.
Well, have you seen any of the photos coming out from the Vanity Fair articles. Man, it's great. I read the first part of the article this morning or last night.
You talking about the interview?
Yeah, the interview with Susie Wiles, the chief of staff. The photographer, this fellow, I think his last name is Anderson, did amazing portraits, close-up portraits of all these people in the White House,
Huh.
J.D. Vance and Carolyn Levitt, of course, and Susie Wiles, and this one he did of Stephen Miller where it looks just like he recreated a Goebbels kind of portrait, black and white with the harsh lighting on one side. It's like artists are using their tools of the trade to point out these
I'm curious,
flaws.
why Vanity Fair?
Yeah, interesting question. Yeah.
Of all the people to run an interview like this, which apparently is devastating. I haven't read it. I've only seen a couple of YouTube videos about it. But why Vanity Fair of all the periodicals available?
I don't know. I think it's hot right now. It's a hot magazine right now. We subscribe. And
okay.
It's got good articles and so on. But it's odd. Well, this is the mass blackout wheel of solidarity that we spin every week to see if we're at loss of what to do next and how to support. This hopefully the wheel will reveal something to us, and they're totally random, and they come from the massblackout.com website, which you can check out. I haven't been sued yet using this, so I think it's okay. They haven't found out.
Give it a spin, see what happens.
Yeah, I'm trying to make this thing spin. I think it's on its own time frame.
Blue Wave.
Thank you. I want to use that graphic as much as I can. I did pay a lot for it. Oh, here we go. Promote and support LGBTQIA-owned small businesses.
All right.
That's
Yeah, that's important. Yep,
All right. Thankfully, that's relatively easy for me to do.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, with all the holiday shopping going on, it should be easy for us to do that,
That's right. Absolutely right. So do we all know what that acronym is for?
I think so. I think I get lost down there with what's I and A?
Intersex and I think all sex. No, intersex and
Asexual.
asexual, that's right.
Or allies, one or the other. I'm not sure.
I grew up in the generation where everything was like gay or straight. That was it. Now it's too complicated.
I just like the idea that we're slowly but surely taking over the alphabet.
Yeah. To show the true diversity of human experience. I love that idea. Yeah. That would be a great political cartoon, wouldn't it?
It's ours now.
Or there you go, another children's alphabet book where you're actually showing through, just featuring LGBTQIA, but just taking the rest of the letters and then going ahead and showing the scope of human diversity.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah,
Run with that.
I'm going to jump into it and start working on it. That could be really fun. Yeah. I had some other ideas about picture story books for the LGBTQ experience and didn't get them finished. And so maybe this will be the spur. Thank you. Giddy up.
Giddy up.
Well, this fellow is leaving, Dan Bongino, which he was sort of an unknown player. I mean, you never really saw his public face that much, but
No.
he was well known in the podcast world, the right-wing podcast world, and drawn into the FBI with very little background. And I think around the time when Trump was denying the release of the Epstein files, he was very upset about that because that's been one of his right-wing kind of talking points for years. But now he's finally quitting. I would imagine that would be part of it. But
Why do all these guys look like Yul Brenner?
Yeah. And they're all, boy, just talk about your hiring pool is from broadcast media and social media.
Yeah.
Which is largely without any experience in the world.
Well, certainly not experience in the FBI.
Yeah.
God, they must love it.
Mm-hmm.
The career people in the FBI, suddenly they've got this guy. And what is his background? He was
a Secret Service agent for a small period, and then law enforcement prior to that at the local level.
But wasn't he kind of in the alt-right media for a while?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a podcast or something.
Yeah, he was a big podcaster. And that's what he says, I'm going to go back to podcasting. This job's too hard. It was that kind of a thing. Well, Susie Wiles, the White House chief of staff, who's been sort of a mysterious figure for me. It's like I really just didn't really even know her name till a few weeks ago. But she did this big interview with Vanity Fair. Boy, she has such kind of reveals behind the mask, a lot of things that I don't know if they want out there, but it makes her seem like one of the people that were, in a strange way, kind of lucky to have around Trump because she calls him out on stuff. She's a bit of one of those guardrails to keep Trump in check.
So they're removing the guardrails.
I don't think Susie Wiles is leaving, but after this Vanity Fair interview, she could be on the way out. Who knows?
And I wonder then if this is a shot across the bow. I have a personal feeling that there's more going on here than meets the eye. And if you'd like, I could expound on that theory.
Please do.
And
Yes.
you can critique it if you'd like. Well, I think this whole thing, in many respects, is to force a return back to the Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama neoconservatism and neoliberalism.
Yeah.
And I go so far as to think that 2020 was, we were going to go in that direction regardless. You could take the easy way or you could take the hard way, and we took the hard way. Trump is going to crash and burn, and the Cheney Bush wing, the traditional Republicans, are going to step in.
Reemerge, yeah.
And so this is basically what, Susan Wiles is probably, maybe, possibly a piece of that.
Yeah, I appreciate your thinking here.
Because they're already designating dissenters, right? They just had that vote on the ACA. 4 Republicans voted with the Democrats. If we think they did that on their own volition, I don't think we fully understand the nature of politics. They wanted this to pass, but they wanted to make sure that the people who pass it are relatively, untouchable. I don't know what their electoral situation is, whether they could be primaried or not. But I think they've made a designated sacrifice in order to get this through. I think that was probably also part of the initial deal.
I like what you're saying, Scooter, because as we see MAGA beginning to falter, if not fail, then it's so naive of us to believe that they're going, the center cannot hold, and then the far right now is going to move into, creeping along in all the peripheral marginalized experiences that they came from. No, that's not what's going to happen at all. The new core is going to reemerge. The neoconservative neoliberals are going to return now and be actually on a stronger foundation because they'll be able to build upon the dissolution of the MAGA movement. And so it's not as though they're just the neoliberals in and of themselves, but they're now standing on a really faulty foundation that's going to lift their shoulders ever higher. So, yeah, I think you're onto something very important. Yeah, and they're just lying in wait. They're the strategic tacticianers who really know what to do, both in the long term and short term, to muster the support. Yeah.
Yeah. And it also gives them the opportunity to say to their own friends, hey, we gave you a chance, you blew it.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Now, shut up and join us, and together we'll be able to continue to control the power of the country. Yes.
All right, so they can make a clean break from Trump and not get themselves dirty,
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
And offer a new H.W. Bush city on the hill or city of lights or whatever the hell that metaphor was. Yeah.
Yeah. Return control back to the CIA.
Yeah.
This might be our thumbnail this week. It's one of the photos released in these ongoing releases of Epstein photographs. There were some other troubling ones, some weird sex toys and other kinds of weird things happening. Pictures, I think I have one of Noam Chomsky with Bannon and Woody Allen with Bannon.
Yeah.
Meeting somewhere.
Back up. Noam Chomsky?
Yeah, I think I've got it. Here it is. Here's Noam Chomsky with Steve Bannon.
Aha.
Now, I don't know where they met and what the story was, a party or something. And then the other one was Woody Allen. It's like, strange.
So is that Epstein's Island? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think these are Epstein Island. I think they're some other place.
Because it looks like a New England apartment.
Yeah.
but I think these are part of the Epstein photographs. I don't know if they're part of the Epstein files. I don't know where they're coming from precisely.
The Epstein estate.
That's what it is,
And
yes.
Yeah, really admire the estate that it's releasing all of this. And I guess there are 95,000 photographs, but they only chose these 19. Help me to understand something. I don't know if it was a dream I had or were they AI photographs, but somewhere online I saw that Trump was kissing one of these younger women. Have you seen those at all?
That may have been AI because I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
I saw one of him kissing Noam Chomsky. I didn't really, not kidding.
That I would have known AI.
I think it just shows there's the Woody Allen one.
Yeah.
It just shows the circles that he was traveling in,
right.
And how they get together, a party, a meeting of some kind. And I mean, I don't think Noam Chomsky went to the island like you were saying, but it's just opening the door on these billionaires and this billionaire class that are just beyond
reproach. Yeah,
they're beyond politics in a way. They don't really care.
Neither Woody Allen nor Noam Chomsky are anything like billionaires.
That's so true. That's very true.
Probably Steve Bannon isn't either, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, agreed. Yep.
So,
on television there was I think a 60-minute PSA by the victims of Epstein, and what they did was they would show a woman holding an image of herself at 14, 15, 16 years of age, 17 years of age, in an 8x12 photograph. And I think it would say the age that she was in the subtitle. Very, very impactful. And then about 30, 35 were showed within the 60-second time frame.
Yeah, once again, I think this is the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
And I think this has been going on for a long, long time. I'm thinking about the Hellfire Club. They used to do pretty much the same thing there. Benjamin Franklin was one of the founders.
Oh, talk more about that.
But that's all I really know. If you look up the Hellfire Club.
Hellfire Club. Never heard of it. Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So, yeah, there's always been this really decadent strain in the aristocracy where they just love to pull shit like this. Mm-hmm. So they'll have their little orgies and they'll do their little satanic rituals, and they love the notoriety, because it's sort of dashingly evil.
Yes, right.
And so this has been going on for a very long time. I mean, I think probably some of what Desaad describes is probably stuff that he saw.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Right up to like Eyes Wide Shut, that kind of.
Yeah,
exactly. Perfect example. We this stuff does go on. We know it goes on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not well advertised, but there's enough people that surround these events where, we hear the stories. And again, Epstein's Island, I don't think is anything new. It's interesting insofar as it's been exposed.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, let's keep our eyes on that one, and as we move forward, and I want to wish all of you the best day you can have under the circumstances. And Carry On, thank you for being here and lending your voices to a bold and distant future.
Absolutely.
All right.
I look forward to the Christmas special.
Yeah. Let's work on that. We can make it whatever we want to make it, and send pictures, send ideas, and I'll piece something together. Thank you again.
All right.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Thank you very much. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye.